$2,000. $2,000. That is the amount of money this tariff is going to cost the average American household. An extra $2,000 per year. That's according to Yale. Peterson Institute estimates it will cost the average household an extra $2,600 per year. Tax Foundation thinks it's only going to be about $1,600. Either way, we all know this tariff is going to increase our expenses. It's going to cost us a lot of money. $2,000 per year is really only about $200 extra every month, almost $200 extra every single month. And for some of us, not a big deal. Not good, but it wouldn't break the bank. But for all of us, I think the big picture here is we know how corporate America works. We know how good is good works. We know how increased profit to your shareholders every single year works. And so we know that everything is going to go up in price. Even things that have nothing to do with tariffs somehow will get connected to the tariff, right? Because I'm sure when we go to the store in a couple of days here, prices will go up, even though technically what you have right now, you should have already imported. And so the tariff should have no factor, but somehow the prices will go up. So, as an average American here in the Midwest, here in Nebraska, my focus is what can I do? I can't control much. I can't control what is happening in DC, in Washington, well, until 2 years, 4 years. But for now, my focus is what can I do to protect my money? What can I do to hold on to my money as much as I can to protect my cash flow every single month? So here are a few strategies you could implement. These are strategies I'm implementing for my home, as a COO. Here are the strategies I'm implementing in my home to protect my money as much as I can. Rethink your consumption. You know, everyone wants to sell in America because we are great consumers. Okay, we are the number one economy because we are great consumers. We're so good at it that even when we don't have money to consume, we borrow to consume. That's how good we are at it. It's great for everyone else but us. So if there's one good thing about this tariff season, is that it's going to force us to do what we should have been doing all along, which is reanalyze our spending, prioritize our spending. Whatever platform you're on, you're constantly hearing about tariffs and how prices will go up and all that. The good thing about that is, with us being fed that information constantly, our willpower to say no to impulsive purchases is getting stronger. That muscle is getting worked, because what you feed will affect your action. And so when you're constantly hearing how things are expensive, how life is going to get more expensive, naturally that should strengthen your resolve and your will to say no to impulsive spending, to say no to all unnecessary purchases. But the thing with unnecessary purchases is that at the time, based on your previous habits, at the time, you're going to come up with 101 reasons why it is necessary. So every time when you're about to make purchases, you need to remind yourself of all the other necessary purchases you've made. Based on our consuming habits, in a lot of cases, what we have is just fine, or we can simply do without. So this is a season to really reconsider your consumption. Lean more into the less is more attitude. Buy now instead of later. Now, take this with a grain of salt, and I need you to apply your 2 cents to this before you implement this strategy. Just because with the way things go, things can change. So you could buy what you need now, and then the tariff is never implemented. So the key thing here is buy what you know you'll need in a few months, not something you need next year. Oh, yeah, not something you need next year, right? A lot of what we use here in the States is imported. 99% of the shoes we use here in the States, imported. Now, as a parent, I know that come fall, my kids are going to need boots. Perhaps the school shoes they had this year is wearing out. And so, every fall when school year starts, you always buy new shoes. Guess what? This will be a good time. This will be a good time to buy those shoes. I wouldn't wait until fall. 75% of toys and sports equipment that we use in the States, imported from China. So once again, if you have birthdays coming up, or just household stuff, if you need any household stuff, if you were looking at doing home renovation this summer, this will be a good time to buy the planks, the wood, because 70% of the lumber we use here in the States is from Canada, right? So if the tariff goes on, even though I'm already hearing rumors that things are they're working something out, but if the tariff goes on, the price for the same amount of wood would be higher. This also applies to our food items. You want to buy bulk, if you can, of non-perishable items. Looking at you stocking up on eggs. Are you looking at expiration dates? I went to the store and I was this close to buying a whole box of eggs. And then I'm like, how many eggs do we eat per week? We don't eat that much. We do eat a good amount of eggs, but not a box of eggs. So why would I start buying a box of eggs that expire at the end of the month? It makes no sense. So let's apply some common sense here. Non-perishable food items is what you want to stock up on. The danger with bulking up is you could end up wasting money because you're bulking up on eggs. You panic buy eggs that would expire. Now you're forced to overuse just so they don't waste. That's penny wise, pound foolish. You're shooting yourself in the foot, right? So stock up on non perishable items that you use to save money because down the road it's going to cost more. Because a lot of us are going to be mindful of our spending, and because everyone is dealing with the effect of higher expenses this year due to the tariff, there will be heavy marketing. No study has done this. I'm just using my wonderful brain. My wonderful brain tells me if I were a business and I know right now people are trying to hold on to their money, what am I going to do? I'm going to really lean into my marketing. I'm going to really lean into effective marketing, which is great for me as a company, not so much for you. I've paid people who have degrees and have spent hours in researching the best way to get my attention, the best way to collect my money. Hence, therefore, what I need to realize now is that I hate to say it, I'm the Doge. I'm the Doge. Hate to say it, but it's the best way to relay the information. You're the Doge of your wallet. You are going to make sure your money is efficiently used. And because you a Doge who just slashes any kind of way without thinking, you will make sure they don't get your money. And that when your money is spent, it is spent on what you do need, not because the company has been effective in getting their money from you. So anticipate the fact that there's going to be a lot of marketing thrown your way. And your job is to safeguard your wallet and make sure that before you spend, it's because you've thought it through. And this is what you need. No sale is a missed opportunity. It will come back. If they sell it to you as the best sale ever, that's okay. It's the best sale ever this year. Next year, there'll be another best sale. Nothing, no outfit, no experience, no item is worth you losing your heart and money. If it's what you choose to spend on because you need it, I mean, that's fine. We're living things. We live, we spend to live, and that's okay. We're talking about not being influenced by this effective marketing because a lot of it is going to be happening. With this tariff season, we have to be great at adapting. We have to be very good at adapting. For my household, I'll tell you one of the ways I'm adapting because grocery bill is already high, right? Our groceries are already expensive. You go into the store, you grab a few things and hundred and some dollars. And then I'm checking the receipt over and over. I'm doing math, 2 plus 2 minus 1 plus 1. And it really does add up to 120. How? Why? One of the ways I'm adapting is implementing a lot more DIYs. We eat a lot of bread in this house. So one of the ways I'm adapting is making our own bread. Flour is not expensive. It doesn't require eggs. Sugar is not expensive. I already have to buy sugar, right? Bread is what? Flour, sugar, and yeast, right? Rice Krispie. You could make your own Rice Krispie for the kids' snacks because prepackaged foods will cost money. It's going to go up. Prices will go up on that. Snacks. As a parent, snacks is a big chunk of our grocery budget. I could make homemade Rice Krispie snacks. I could make muffins for snacks, homemade goods for snacks. I could keep going on the different ways, but the key point is we're going to have to find ways to adapt, and the ways to adapt will cost us time. That's facts. Cost us convenience. That's facts. But If we want to hold on to a lot more of our cash flow every month, we're going to have to lean into that. I've mentioned how my husband definitely saves us money with the home repairs that he does, right? We're going to have to let go of some of our natural behaviors as Americans, where we easily just pay for things. Something breaks down, we easily pay for it, rather than repairing it. We're going to have to lean more into that behavior of taking good care of what we have so it doesn't break down so easily. Rather than buying that fancy phone case, let's actually buy a phone case that protects the phone so the phone doesn't fall down, crack, and now you have to spend another $500 on a new phone, right? So think about your lifestyle. How can you adapt? Where are the ways you can cut back on, to hold on to your cash flow? And I always have to put this disclaimer: I do not believe in living in misery to hold on to a dollar. That's foolishness. Money's made for you, not the other way around. Right? So one of the ways I'm holding on to our cash flow is doing a lot more DIY. Increased prices means we need to implement strategic shopping habits. What are they? Just a big word to say shop smarter. But here's a key point here. A lot of our shopping habits are in place because we've been told that is the normal thing, right? And so, for instance, we've been told we are supposed to change our wardrobe every couple months. We've been told we're supposed to buy the new fashion style, the new in style fashion. Skinny jeans is no longer trending, and so we get rid of it. I'm a woman. I can only relate to what women need. I don't know what men need. I don't know. Fill in the blank. But a lot of our shopping behavior, summer is coming, and so we need new outdoor furniture, and we need new outdoor. Man, if you're on Instagram and you get all those ads about this beautiful plate settings and this beautiful gadgets for the summer. Summer is coming, you need to play with your kids. Here's a new toy, or here's a new whatever it is. We've just been taught that we need certain things. It used to be there's a need, and then companies fill in that need. But now the companies create the need, and then we buy, right? So we're going to have to be more strategic with how we shop. We're going to have to ask ourselves, is this really what is necessary? Or is this something they have created, i.e., new season, new you? Not just season decor. I'm talking about activities. I'm talking about household things we need to buy. Another strategic shopping habits when it comes to food, because this tariff is really going to hit food. And food is one of those things where you cannot not buy food. You need food. We need to eat, right? So money will be spent on groceries. And so a lot of the strategic shopping has to do with how can we save money on that end. Planning your meal for the week around what is on sale. I'm not good at couponing. It's too much headache. Don't have the energy for it. I'm willing to let that go for other strategic habits. But what I will do, what I'm open to doing, is when I see ground beef is on sale, I'm planning accordingly. I'm trying to lean into what meals can I make, maybe not for that week because I don't have time to be waiting for store ads, but for the following week. So I can buy the ground beef now, put it in my freezer, and then my meal the following week is going to be leaning a lot more into ground beef. We're doing taco, we're doing quesadilla, we're doing hamburgers, we're doing meat pies. You know what I mean? We're leaning more into the items on sale, planning around that. Easter is coming up. Ham is going to be on sale. Probably by the time Easter comes up, tariff is probably in there. Here's where I'm going to eat my own words. This season, to save money, to hold on to cash flow, we're going to try and yes, plant our own produce. Here's the thing: you will never be able to plant enough to not buy at the store, but this is to supplement you whatever you get at the store. If you don't want to go the planting route, then we're going to do a lot more farmers market this season, over the summer and over the season, to save money, because 77% of our produce, Mexico. Yeah, 77% of our fresh produce. There is the understanding that during the summer we don't import as much, but still, I don't see how we're cutting off 77% just because it's warmer. The fact is, avocado from Mexico is a fact. It's based on fact. a lot of our fresh produce imported. So when there's a tariff, we should expect produce to go up. It's already high, right? It's already high. And fresh produce is fresh produce. You can't really bulk up on fresh produce. So our alternatives to save money on that end is we're going to have to plant some tomatoes and some lettuce, whatever you can plant that you use frequently will help out. Now, I don't think I could plant enough tomatoes to cook me enough stew with the amount of times we eat stew in this house, right? So realistically, it's not possible unless I have a farm. But the planting is just to minimize how much you have to buy, thereby saving your money. A very realistic route though is this summer for those of us who hate going to farmers market, not because we don't like fresh food, we just don't want that stress of trying to compare prices. We know there's a good chance now the farmers market will be a lot cheaper than the store because if they're having to import, they also have to adjust for the transportation and all that. And now that people, they don't have people to pick the produce, all that is showing up in price. Chances are the farmers market will be a lot more competitively priced than the store. So for those of us who do not go to farmers market because we like the convenience of going to the store whenever we're ready rather than the timing of the farmers market, this is the season to say hello. Lovely, lovely market. This is the time to stop by and buy from them because then they will be cheaper. Take it with a grain of salt though, because once again, greed is good. Not calling anyone greedy, it's just the way things work. It seems like when prices go up here, somehow they go up everywhere. But we'll see how it goes. Chances are they will be cheaper than your store. In that sense, you also want to shop smart, right? Amazon.com is not necessarily the cheapest option. My brain just started thinking, can they sue me for this? I'll have sue me money, right? But based on my experience, yeah, based on my experience, Amazon is not always the cheapest option. Walmart is not always the cheapest option. I know, trust me, not always the cheapest option. And so you want to really consider some of the other stores you haven't been to. Rather than Amazon, check the local stores around you, right? Like I said, a lot of our purchases is convenience. That convenience of sitting down at home and we think because we're seeing it on Amazon, we get to see all the possible prices. Not true. I bought an item 2 summers ago was when it woke me up. 3 summers ago was when I woke up to this reality. I bought something on Amazon, actually two different things on Amazon. Then I went to Michael's and Kohl's, found it cheaper. And not because it was on sale, it was just cheaper. And I was like, oh. So Amazon is not necessarily the cheapest option. Walmart is not necessarily the cheapest option, right? So pay attention to that. And a lot of stores have also introduced this. I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember the name right now. This pricing strategy. So be mindful of that too, of what time you go into the store to shop, because they're also aware of when there's heavy traffic and when there's heavy demand. All this should really help you with your cash flow. But if you still need more options, I've got lots of videos on this channel that will hopefully help you hold on to your wallet. Until the next video, muchas gracias for watching.